You only live once. Die laughing.
Welcome back to another episode of Ride or Die Laughing Podcast.
Hi guys.
So this time we're doing the podcast from Penn Hospital, University of Penn Hospital. Friday, came in the hospital with fever, upset stomach, chills, and they found out it was bacterial pneumonia. And they're also going to do an echocardiogram to see if I need to look into heart transplant too. That being said, welcome to the first podcast that is just me and Chelsea.
Sorry you're stuck with just me tonight. No Maddie lunch this week.
So we're going to just kind of go through our lives.
Well, the story,
like how we met.
our story.
Like how we met.
Yeah.
So the way me and Chelsea met is she's neighbors. My best friend's dad is best friends with her dad and their neighbors. So there was a Halloween party in 2012, and we met at that Halloween party. Well, I mean, we knew who each other were before then, but like that was the first night we really hung out.
We're 6 years apart, so
Yeah.
there's a
So like
we knew each other like growing up, but
yeah.
obviously there's that age gap though.
So like early on in our relationship, we went out all the time. Chelsea was still in college. She was still completing college, so like kind of limited a lot of the things we could do together because she was still doing that.
I was just thinking about this the other day. I would literally just go to school during the week. I mean, Dan was at work all the time during the week anyway, so I would go to school during the week and then we would hang out on the weekends. Half the time he was bowling on Friday nights and then we'd hang out.
That's something we used to do. We like early on we used to go. I was on a bowling league because I averaged like 220, and afterwards I would sing karaoke to Chelsea. Somehow she stuck around.
But, I mean, I didn't really, Dan had his own apartment, but, we started dating in October of 2012, and then, I didn't really start staying over until after New Year's. We had New Year's, and then his brother Jeff got married,
really
and then,
small,
after that, I started staying over more and more on the weekends, so it was literally just
Everything was great, and
drinking a lot and staying over and then going back to school and doing it all again the next week.
everything was great for a while, and then you graduated in what year?
2014.
2014.
May of 2014.
Yeah,
I graduated from Westchester. And then, so I've always had a job, but we've both always been this way. But I worked at Kohl's throughout high school and college. So I graduated in May of 2014, but I started applying to full-time jobs I think in April 2014. And then
In January we moved in together, 2015.
of 15, yeah. So I got my first full-time job in November of 2014. And then right around that time is when your apartment burned down.
My apartment burnt down, and the crazy thing about it is the apartment burnt down, and I woke up and I go outside. I had no idea the apartment was on fire, and I go out and half the building's charred, and the policeman, a fire chief, and somebody else were there. And they were surprised I was still in the building. I'm like...
So just to get a visual perspective, though, this isn't a normal apartment building, obviously. So it was a house that was converted into
business and then two...
It was a business, and then it was 4 apartments behind the business.
But I don't even think the apartment
But
that I had
Dan's
was
wasn't...
registered.
No, it was literally a utility closet. They turned it into an apartment.
I was paying $550 a month, and it covered everything.
Yeah.
I didn't care. I just needed a place to sleep.
I didn't care. I didn't care either. It was just oh, whatever. You have to go to an apartment. Cool. Here's one place. I was still living at home until that, until then, January of 2015. Then,
yeah. And then
we finally said, okay, maybe it's time we start. It was just good timing to be hey, maybe we should move in together.
And then we lived together for 3 or 4 months, and then bought our house.
Yeah. Then we We moved into Walnut Street in Spring City in May of 2015. It was a good home to us, our first home.
Yeah, I love the location. It was awesome.
Yeah,
I
the
like Spring
location
City.
was nice. But then in April of 2017 is when Dan's lung had collapsed. So that's when we were like, his health, declined and
Right.
everything.
You're already up to 2017?
Well, no, I mean, do you want to talk about in between?
Well, I don't
So-
know. You're about that. You want to go to the end of the story already?
No.
Well, so
I
anything
mean,
else happened in 2015?
we bought the house.
I got promoted at Puma for the first time. Then I got the second time.
The second time was the assistant
Two-
manager?
2000
That was
yeah.
April of 2016.
Oh, yeah, that was 2016.
Time out.
What is- So back, now we're at 2016. I got it.
Okay. So
2016, I got promoted to assistant manager at Puma.
assistant manager, yes, in April of 2016. So did we say we're going into everything else?
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah, I wanted to go over all your...
So a lot of people know that I have suffered multiple miscarriages in the past. Also in April of 2016, I got pregnant for the first time, and that's when I had suffered. We found out I was pregnant in April of 2016, and then at the end of April of 2016, I went through a miscarriage, and I had a DNC done and everything. So that was hard.
That was a lot to take, yeah.
That was a lot. I've obviously, as we go through the years.
No, you can just hit the whole thing now if you want.
Oh, okay, so I went through two more after that,
Yeah, so three
but
miscarriages total.
that was hard. That was the hardest one. It was a lot.
Because we had told people.
Well, yeah, we told people. Well, so what happened is we went to opening day at the Phillies game with a good group of our friends, and a couple that that we were best friends with. We hung out and drunk. We drank all the time with them. So it's
We're
like.
not alcoholics. We drink all
No,
the time.
no. I mean, when we hung out and we went out and everything, but so if I wasn't drinking, it was like, okay, wait, especially at a Phillies, we were tailgating opening day at the Phillies game, and it's like, oh, Chelsea's not drinking. Hold on, time out, and that's when we told some people and close friends and family, and then but then having to go through a DNC after that was fun.
But anyway, we told all three miscarriages. We also gave a crack at IVF.
Well, so in 2019, I've been seeing fertility doctors off and on since then. We thought we would try IVF.
That just didn't work out. That was
October of 24. That was a couple of years ago.
It wasn't 24.
Yeah.
Oh, the IVF,
well, the
yeah.
IVF,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd gone through testing and everything,
That
so.
would have been wild. I
But
got listed.
yeah.
Imagine somebody got pregnant now and had a baby, and I didn't take care of everything was wrong.
Cooper's a lot. I mean,
But anyway, so let's get back to 2017.
yeah, 17
So
now.
in April 1st, the night going into April 1st, my lung had collapsed overnight. I didn't even know I was really sick. An abscess had ruptured and destroyed my left lung. And we went to Pottstown Hospital. They were able to stick a chest tube in and send me down to Temple. And then I stayed at Temple for a little bit. They took them 15 or 18 months to diagnose the sarcoidosis. So they were treating me for it. They did 4 biopsies. after the fourth biopsy, they were just gonna conclude that it was sarcoid, but it was. It was sarcoidosis complicated by aspergillus. So that's an autoimmune disease complicated by a fungal infection. So that kind of made we weren't married yet. We were sinning though. We were living together already.
Yeah, we were living. I mean, yeah, we said we had moved in together. We had bought the house, so that's when like we knew that. Well, we also knew that like Walnut wasn't gonna be like our like our permanent house. It was a nice starter home, and but because with Dan's health and everything, we had sat there and was like, okay, yeah, like, it was, a hard upkeep. Anybody that owns a home, that.
Anyway, so
But
what I was trying to get to is that we weren't married.
yeah.
And at that point, like since I was sick, and I was like, they told me, so it was crazy because my left lung was completely damaged. I lost 60% of my lung function overnight. So with 40% lung function, your body can adapt. So like while I struggled a little bit, I was still able to work full time and stuff. I made a recovery in 3 months and got back to work. But I was really nervous about asking Chelsea to marry me because I was thinking, why would she want damaged goods? So finally in December of 2017, I finally asked her to marry me. And we got married on June 9th, 2018.
Mm-hmm. Still one of the best days ever. Even though, like, it's funny because looking back, it's like, okay, we hit 5 years we were together in November. And we actually went down the shore for the weekend. We did a little weekend down the shore, and I was like, I kept thinking on the weekend, I'm like, geez, if he doesn't ask me to marry him at some point or another, I'm like, what the hell?
Fun fact about when I asked her to marry me, that week, the week after, we got in an argument, and she threw the ring at me.
But the week before, we got in an argument. No, that was like a month later.
A month later? All right.
Yeah.
Well, she threw it on the ground, and it bounced off the ground into my hand.
But the week before, we got into an argument, and that's when I found out that he was going to ask me, though.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, if you do not want, if there's certain secrets that Dan and I are good about keeping between each other, but from each other, no. Like, it's just no. If you need a secret to be kept, you do not want to tell Dan because it's just no. We always tease that. I'm like, I knew about my own engagement. That's how well we don't keep secrets between each other. He asked me to marry him at Christmas of 2017. We had family over, and then we, like I said, we were together for 5 years at that point, and I was actually not that girl that like had her wedding all planned out or anything beforehand, and I'm not that picky anyways. It's like going into that.
I'm not even allowed to decorate the house.
Going into the wedding, though, it's just like, oh, what colors do you want to do?
You never asked
I
me
don't
what colors on the
know.
couch. She decorates the whole house, not me.
Well, I meant about the wedding. Yeah. I was like, it's like,
Oh, yeah, we got married
it's
at
like
Gianni's on 7/24. Gianni's, what's it called?
It's Gianni's.
It's called Gianni's what? I want the whole name.
Event venue, okay. But it's part of Giovanni's on 7/24, and but we did it in 6 months because we were like, well, we've been together this long, why wait any longer? And then but it was just like, oh, what colors? I don't know. And then everything else going into it was so easy planning. And Dan, Mikey got everybody sick.
We think it was Mikey. I don't know because he wasn't sick.
That's true.
I was just over at his house.
Yeah.
I got sick at the wedding. I was throwing up in the bathroom the whole time. Go figure, right?
Dan used
Chelsea had a great day though. Everybody loved Chelsea.
Well, Tyson used to give you really good haircuts.
Yeah.
So he was over.
Hold on, time out. I'm in the hospital, so this haircut doesn't count.
No.
Look how bad it is right now.
I was saying, so the week before the wedding, you were over at Mikey's because you got a haircut from Tyson. because you give really good haircuts. And yeah, Dan was sick. Dan was like throwing up in the bathroom, and
But
like,
Chelsea had a great
90% of the reception.
Chelsea, I almost threw up while we were saying our vows.
Oh, I know.
I was like telling God to hurry.
You look at the pictures. Everybody's like, "Oh, Dan's so nervous." It's like, no, Dan's sick.
Yeah, I was sick. So then, 2009. All right, so we got married in
Shared up
2018.
2018.
And 2018 was pretty much quiet after that, right? It was a
Yeah,
good year.
pretty much.
It was a good year. So then 2019 came, and it was probably one of my worst years yet. Personally, like, so Temple had taken me out of the hospital, out of work. They told me I probably wouldn't work again because when I gave my job description, they said I couldn't do it. And so I was really depressed. Like I was 36, 37, something like that. And like I was trying to figure out what am I going to do the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And like I was losing my strength, so it took a little bit. You know, my lung had collapsed in 2017, and it took 2 years till I started actually losing strength. I did the best I could, and like so Temple basically wrote me off, and we had a horrible year. And,
I got pregnant again. I went through another miscarriage.
went through another miscarriage. Also,
that one was also hard because
that was the first half of the year that was really bad.
Yeah, it was. So I got pregnant in April, and then in the beginning of May, that was also hard. So, because I had gone like on a Tuesday, and because I wasn't feeling right, and I went on Tuesday for an ultrasound, and we heard a heartbeat. Well, my mom was with me at that day, but then and then suffered a miscarriage like 2 days later. So, yeah, that was another hard one. But yeah, so I mean that contributed to, I think, both of our mental health at that point. It wasn't just you that had we say that, yeah, we had a horrible 2019, but like,
so it was only the first 3 quarters, because in the back end of the year,
we switched to Penn.
And also we started going to church, so we were like doing stuff to like make ourselves better. Chelsea was like helping out in the nursery, like
in 2020
to kind of fill that void. You did a little, but no, you started. Oh yeah, you were doing coffee first.
I was greeting first.
Oh, okay.
Well, and then so should have kids, and but we had made a lot. When we started church, we had made a lot of new friends and everything. So yeah, the back half of 2019 was great.
So then so when I switched over from Temple to Penn, my Dr. Sood, she had me back to work in 3 months full time. So she had me back to work right before the pandemic shut down the country, which meant I got to collect all my benefits and stuff. Like really, like it was crazy. So like Temple was telling me I wouldn't work again, and here this is. Penn got me right, and I was still struggling, but she allowed me to go to work and see if I could do it, and I did. I worked full time, even on oxygen, until 2025. But COVID was good for us.
Yeah, we laugh. We're like, it's like,
Because,
we're
like,
just like,
Like
wait,
COVID
we get to stay
shutdown.
home? Okay.
I went around because I was bored, and I picked up 5,000 free books that people were just giving away because they were doing like cleaning up and throwing them out on the porch. So I was just looking on Facebook Marketplace.
Spring cleaning.
Picked them up. We got all these free books and we put them on Amazon for sale. We were making a couple $1,000s a month. And then COVID pandemic the shutdown ended, and book sales tanked. So I was thinking I was gonna have a bookstore.
Well, hold on. So I was at home from work. I went from full-time office to full-time at home, and that job was hard. But I had a lot of ups and downs with that job. I had gotten a promotion in October of well, that's the other thing about the back half of 2014 is I had got my promotion in October of 2019 as well. But
So you actually got promoted twice in 2019.
I did.
Yeah.
So at my last job, you were like, you had certain levels of your job, and then I was promoted to like the level 2, and then I was promoted to a reimbursement coordinator in October of 2019. But as soon as I got promoted, we had a system shutdown for 3 weeks. So it was like hump after hump after hump in that role. We were sent home then full time in March of 2020. Dan was off of work. He was
March 17th to June 18th.
Yeah, the June then. Yeah. So that's kind of also the reason why we had a trouble keeping up with the book sales and everything,
Yeah, I went back to
because
work in June.
Dan went back to
That
work.
first month I made $4,800 in sales on.
I was
3
working.
books.
I was working full time. I was working more than full time hours. So like.
But honestly, like the point I wanted to get about
Sorry.
the bookstore was like it proved to me back then because that was so exciting to do that with you. Do you remember
It
how fun- every
was.
time we had a bookstore?
Oh, it was so
every time
much
a book got-
fun.
and the cool thing is you could sell the books on Amazon, put them out on your porch, and the postal guy picks it up. So, like we didn't have to
Yeah.
go and drop the books off; they just pick
We
them
did
up
so
on the
yeah.
front porch.
Oh yeah. When we had, even when we had a mail on, because we would just
Yeah.
put them out on the
And I
porch.
just set
We
up a
would
pickup.
we would sell them. We would tell the post office that
Like
we
every
had to
morning
pick
we'd
up
have like
and
5 or 10
everything.
books to throw out there.
Yeah, that was nice.
But what that told me is that there was definitely something I wanted to have to do with my wife. And, but anyway, I knew that I wanted to do something with my wife. I just didn't know
Oh
what.
yeah, so we had done the book. So you skipped over. So
By the way,
we
Chelsea
we'd
has
also.
OCD, and she made our whole second floor. She lined them with.
It looked like a library.
Yeah, she lined our whole
Okay,
second
so
floor with bookcases.
like you had to be organized. Like you had to
And
be
she put 'em in
organized. We had
alphabetical order.
so many books. You had to.
The
It
interesting
was
thing
like
about it is, the books that were selling for like 2 to 3 times their value were self-help books and do-it-yourself
Oh,
books.
yeah.
Think about it, it's COVID, right? Everybody's stuck
Yeah.
at home, they're depressed and need to do stuff themselves.
yeah. Well, so that was the second thing that we had done together.
Yeah, oh.
We had also done storage
we also bought
units.
storage units at auction, which we did okay on those too. It's
Oh,
just,
yeah.
There was you made about the filing cabinets?
No, that was because that was different. Like that was different. Like it wasn't like
One
it
time-
wasn't part of the
So one
storage units. It was a whole
So
different
one time I found this
adventure.
guy who bought this estate sale and had all these filing cabinets in it. And I was like, man, I can get like $70 a piece. The guy was giving to me 35, so I filled our back door with them. Just they don't sell as fast as you think they will.
We literally picked them up at night.
No, it was daytime when we started. I just didn't think it would take us as long. I thought
We went into nighttime, picking them up, putting them in the backyard. It was literally like the next day or two
yeah, it was great.
when we had to be like,
If I had to do that again, I would
get rid of
choose
them
that. I would
because
not do
certain
that.
neighbors were complaining. So, yeah, that was fun. No, the storage units were fun. The shitty part about doing that though, so it's cool, but like when you get ones that are filled
trash.
filled with trash though,
Dude, there's some storage units that all they have in is trash. I
And
don't know what
it's-
these people are doing.
awful.
Yeah.
And like Dan's health was like
It was starting to decline more. So
it was starting to
it's not
decline
like I
more,
could
so
do it. I
he
had to pay
couldn't
people
help
to go and
out.
clean it
Yeah,
out.
he
And then
couldn't
it
help
wasn't
out
worth
as
it.
much, and then we were like, okay. we got some cool furniture out of it though too. Though
There's a couple cool things we had.
the longest time I had an entertainment system or an entertainment stand with a fireplace in it. Well, one of my favorite things ever.
Why'd you get rid of that?
Because we moved, we thought it was going to fit in the apartment, which is funny because it would have totally. The fireplace had stopped working.
Yeah, but we
though.
could have replaced that.
I know. Trust
Who
me.
did we give it to?
There are a million things. I sold it on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh. Well, we were trying to get rid of stuff too.
Yeah, trying to move and have
Well,
all
because
that
we didn't
shit.
go right to the apartment.
Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah, we didn't. Never mind. I was thinking of.
I still have some things. Like, I have a cedar chest that I have, like, all our
Yeah.
blankets in. I have,
If I
I think
was healthy, I would do the
my
storage thing.
nightstand.
If I was healthy, I would do the storage thing as a hobby. But,
Actually, no, I think that's it that I ended up keeping.
but that's so.
A lot of other shit was
Alright, so,
house hand-me-downs.
Let's get back to COVID, right? So COVID
Yeah.
ends,
So, yeah, you went back to work
Work.
in June.
and everything was pretty good for all of 2020. I got COVID at the end of in November, but it didn't really hit me that hard, which is good. And then that's it for 2020, right?
Yeah.
2021, we sold the house.
No, no.
What year?
No, 22 we sold the house.
No, I was never on oxygen at Walnut Street.
I know, 22 is when we sold the house, the beginning of 22. 21 was pretty good. I started my job, my now job in November 21.
Seemed like
I guess it was an uneventful year since that's the only thing that I can think
I
of.
can't remember that anyway. 2022, I had that's when I got the diverticulitis.
Yeah, so like the end, yeah, so the tail end of 21, my sister was looking at houses, and my mom, that's when my mom was like, so the market's been, yeah, it was crazy. They were getting like shit houses for like 250, selling for like $250,000 or whatever, and that's when my mom was like, okay, I think it's a good time to sell the house. So that's when in January of 22 we moved to our apartment now, and put down. Dan's being no helpful right now. He's
Sorry.
preoccupied
Go
on
ahead,
this.
say it again.
But it's okay. So, January 22 is when we moved into the apartment. We got
So I
the
started having the problems right then with my bowels.
yeah.
right
I
when we
think
moved
so.
in? So all of a
I don't
sudden-
remember exact
So
timing.
all
We
of-
sold
I know, I know
we
exactly-
sold the
I know- hold on,
house.
stop. I know exactly what happened. In December was the first time I complained about my stomach hurting. And I went to the
Okay.
doctor, and that was the first time they put me on antibiotics for the diverticulitis. So they tried like
Okay.
4. Okay, so every time they gave me antibiotics, it would clear up, and it would come back a month later worse. They did that 4 times, and then they put a PICC line in. I just sit at home like holding this.
Well, so
But hold on, then so finally they decided I needed to have bowel resection surgery.
I'm getting there.
All right, go ahead.
March, we sold the house. The house finally sold. And then April was when he spent like, so we're like 5 minutes around we're not that far from Pottstown Hospital. So in April of 22, he spent like 90% of that month in the hospital.
I actually
being
spent 45 out of 62 days total in the hospital at one point.
Yeah, it was bad. So that was
like-
because the antibiotics were not working.
Yeah.
So then finally, and that's when in May that's when they sent him home on the PICC line. And then in
And then on our anniversary, I got a new butthole.
June 9th,
June 9th, that's our wedding anniversary.
2022, he had bowel resection surgery.
Resection.
Section.
So she got I got a new butthole for our anniversary. It's weird because they kind of, for a colostomy, they put like, you call it a stoma, but they put
Stoma.
it's right next to your belly button. So basically, they take your intestines through your ab wall, through your and then they put it there. But it actually looks like a butthole. It's kind of weird. I really didn't know what to expect when I woke up, so I had surgery.
I don't wish this upon
Dude,
my worst
listen,
enemy.
I don't.
It is that bad.
I woke up and I didn't know like that I was gonna look down and be able to see this thing, right? Like, have you ever seen your own butthole before? You're probably lucky that you haven't, right?
Exactly.
Like, so I was pretty freaked out. And then I had to learn to deal with it. Fortunately, I was able to get it reversed 3 months later, but there was some trouble there too because I went in 2 different times to try to have surgery and I had pneumonia both times. So I get pneumonia a lot.
July, I think July was one of those times.
Yeah.
So that's when they noticed his oxygen levels, and that's when they put him on oxygen
Yeah,
for
that's when I first
for
saw oxygen.
at night, and then he had the reversal done August
6th.
3rd.
She's a better historian than I am.
I only remember this. So, that summer, so my role at my job now is, it's APAR stuff, but it's split in between two different people. That summer, I had that other person leave. So I was like, well, Dan's having surgery in the morning, and I'll just, I was gonna go see him afterwards, so I went and I had to be at work in the morning. But the only reason I remember that date is because I had a coworker that I was very close with suddenly pass away. That I learned later on that day he had suddenly passed away that morning. So,
Who?
Steve, let's say his name, Steve Walker. He was he was our warehouse manager,
That's what I forgot.
and it was very sudden. So it was very sad. So that's the only reason I remember that date.
So then by
But then you had
I went
reversal
on
surgery,
oxygen, and I was
yeah,
only supposed to be on it for sleep at first.
for sleep.
I went on full-time oxygen in September, right? Sometime in the fall.
November,
It was sometime, yeah.
right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so I've been on
22.
full-time oxygen since then.
Like a week before Thanksgiving.
Also, at this time, I was starting to pick up weight,
Yeah.
and I ended up ballooning up to 340 pounds.
Yeah.
The only reason I say that is because once we get into 2023,
Yeah, so, everybody always knows about Dan's health problems. I'm not really very vocal about mine, because, I don't really, it's not as big as his.
no, don't say it like that. Like it affects your life.
I deal with PCOS, so one of the downsides is weight gain too. So we both ballooned up.
Yeah, it was probably our worst time period. Like
yeah.
and like we were depressed, and like we weren't going out and doing anything because, like, why would you want to when you don't like yourself? Like
So when he's back, I'm a little better about it now, and you'll know why here in a second. But back then he was in the hospital. So Potsdam Hospital, there's a Wawa right across the street. So I was eating out all the
I was in
time,
the hospital a
and
lot that year.
in 22. So that's why we both ballooned up, because it was just the easiest thing just to eat while he's at the hospital. And so then 23.
Yeah, if you fast forward to February of 2023, that was when I initially met with the transplant team at Penn.
Yeah.
At the meeting, they actually had to put me in the hospital because they listened to my chest and they thought it was bad enough that I needed to be admitted.
He was so easy.
but-
So that was the first time we had met with the transplant team. So if you have never been to a Penn hospital in your life, it is it's a huge hospital. So he was having trouble breathing and everything, but trying to we were set in one place and then had to walk another place and then go
Let's
to
get
another
back to the
place,
thing.
and
Alright, so I met with the transplant team. I went to the hospital.
he was admitted
then-
right from there.
Okay, we met with the transplant team. Then they admitted me to the hospital. But at the meeting, the important thing that came out of it is they told me that I needed to lose 110 pounds or I wouldn't be listed for transplant. So they said I needed it. I mean, when they say that you need transplant, they have to consider that you might not have 2 years left. So that's a little scary, right? But so I had to lose the weight for the rest of 2023. I didn't. And then in when did I? Oh, it was in December of 2023 that I had RSV.
Back up.
What?
So we had tested positive for COVID again.
Yeah, I got it
in
3 times.
September of 23.
Oh yeah.
And then in the week before Thanksgiving of 23,
It was the first week in November, because I was able to make it back for Black Friday.
right, Dan had pneumonia
With
then.
pneumonia then.
And then the
then
first
a couple
week
weeks later, I
in
got
December,
RSV.
he got RSV.
and that took me 2 months to get over. I was in the hospital for 8 days. But what's really cool is like when I was in the hospital, like
We were actually here. We're at Penn Presbyterian. He was here for the week though.
Yeah, but what's cool about it is every time I'm at Penn, they do something to make sure to get me back on track. So being in the hospital with RSV, like my doctors were visiting me, they got me eating a bit better, and then me and Chelsea started going to Weight Watchers together after that, and that's actually, and they got me on Mounjaro, so I ended up losing 110 pounds over 13 months. So it took me an extra 13 months, but we were able to lose the weight, and then finally in October of 2024 we were evaluated for lung transplant. It took me until.
So.
Anything else about 2024 you want to talk about?
No, it wasn't exciting.
So,
It probably
so I
was,
finally got
but-
listed February 28th. It's kind of funny. Like Penn called me on February 25th, and that's my dad's birthday. He's dead, but they called me and let me know that I was gonna be listed, and my dad never did anything for me, so it was kind of like maybe he was trying to do something now, and they listed me for transplant 3 days later after the authorization was approved.
But while you were going through evaluation.
What?
While you were
while I was going through evaluation. Yeah, the reason it took 3.5 months to get listed was because I also had to go through partial heart transplant evaluation.
Hold on.
What?
Okay, so yes, but when I say that, Dan is horrible at keeping secrets between us. He did manage to keep one secret from me. He used to say he was.
I told her I was going to pulmonary rehab.
Pulmonary rehab. It was
always pulmonary rehab.
Wednesday nights.
So I was lying to her about where I was going because I was secretly going and taking comedy classes.
With Jay Yoder
and
Yoder. Steve Rinaldi.
So
and
what's cool about that is then after the 6 weeks, I did that to distract myself from the evaluation because you get a bunch of tests to your phone, test results to your phone, and you don't understand any of them. So I took comedy classes to kind of like get away from like dealing with my medical stuff, and I still to this day believe that comedy is helping my mental health get through all this. Like in the hospital, like I've been watching the shows that we produce, like. I always have something awesome to look at, like that we like produced, and that feels good. So comedy really caught me right there.
Oh yeah, 100%. So we did the class. I had
the show, and they called me up from the audience.
Did a graduation show, and I get there, and like there were some friends of his that.
I don't know how you didn't realize with my friends there.
Well, because it was like a Wednesday or Thursday night. It was probably a Wednesday then, and like so it wasn't.
No, the graduation show was on Thursday.
Oh right, right. I should know this by now. So it wasn't odd for like Dan and I to like go to like a smaller comedy show, especially with my sister Nikki. Like that wasn't that odd. But I walk in and like there are some friends there that
don't go to comedy with us.
Don't go to comedy events, especially going out during the week. And I walk in and there's like a couple, like a good handful of them. I was like, what the hell? I'm like, this is so fucking weird. But they called him up to stage from he's sitting in the audience, so like took his name off of the flyer and everything. So it was a huge shock. Jay is taking pictures and video of like my reaction now. It was priceless.
Do you still have those pictures?
I do.
Because you can send that and we'll put this in.
I have.
Right here.
I still have one. And that's where before this, so Nikki and I started following Jay's comedy career when he started doing more shows in the summer of 22. But that's when Dan and I first. That's when he first started coming.
Was her high school teacher and my comedy teacher.
Yes, really long time ago.
But anyway, so I got listed in February, right?
That was February.
And then what happened is anxiety went away. Like I had so much anxiety, like trying to get on the list. I was so worried I wasn't going to get on it. So that when I got on the list finally, I was relieved. And I'm not worried. I'm never worried about the surgery. I'm not scared of it. Like I've been.
You
through
were still working.
I
We
was still-
were both working.
Yeah, so
just
it didn't
every
feel like I was waiting because I was
day
still
life.
being productive. But I forgot to say now.
sorry. But like in like
Oh yeah, so finally then in May,
May.
we met with the transplant team, and so they at the original on February 28th. I had asked the surgeon what he thought like a rough estimate of the weight would be, and he said, "Oh, probably 3 to 6 months." I was like, "All right, cool." So 3 months later, we came back and we had our check-in, and all the anxiety came back because I started thinking, "Oh my God, this could be soon," and Penn started encouraging some fundraising, but it felt weird asking for people for money we don't need right now. So we decided to throw a comedy show, and we were just going to give it to Penn. So on July 11th at the Ring and Rocks Pavilion, we threw our first show. It was all you can eat, all you can drink. We had raffles. It was such a great turnout. And we did really well. We raised over $10,000. And then it was so cool because, like, on Monday, I called Penn, and I was going to give him the money. And 102 comedians over the weekend had friend requested me. And when I told Penn that, they said, hold on to the money, maybe I could set up a nonprofit. Because I talked to their business team. So I said, that's when we started setting up Die Laughing, so.
Yeah, so we laughed because our first show, we called it Barely Breathing.
Yeah.
And that's what if you check out our socials in October, that's what we named our show in October.
It's really cool.
So,
I can't wait for that show.
Yeah, it was really cool. So we had a lot of our comedians. Oh, because of that graduation class, though, the comedy class graduation show, we have been going to that. That's a show that we have always gone to, and we'll always support it.
Always support that graduation show.
But and from that though, we has gotten a lot of friends from that class.
Yeah.
But so when setting up the July 11th show, we had worked with Jay Yoder, and he put together a lot of the comedians. But one of the comedians from the class though was our good buddy Kieran. And
when I saw Kieran for the first time, I was like,
as soon as we do that, we were like, okay, we gotta be friends with him. And Dan was like, I want him on the show.
Yeah, now he's on our board.
He's awesome.
So we had our first show, 7-Eleven, and what did we learn there?
That Dan did not necessarily want to be a comedian,
okay,
but we had so much fun that we knew that we wanted to start producing shows, though.
Yeah, we knew we wanted to stay in the comedy field.
So that's when...
What else did we realize? The show was great, but what was the one problem?
Oh, that we did not want to be outside.
Yeah, outside isn't good for audio.
No. So
we started looking around.
And like literally the following week, Dan went to we were looking around, but
and then I called the Rivet, and I told them what I was trying to do. They said we have a midget wrestling.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. They have midget wrestling going on.
We'll give you VIP and we'll let you go in and out of the AC. I was like, done. I will be there. And
we explained he's on oxygen and everything, and what we were trying to do and everything, and that's when
midget wrestling. I guess midget's a bad word. I don't know if it is or not because
sorry if it is
because
yeah, we don't.
But
we're still trying to clarify that.
It was the best time ever. There was 750 people that paid $50 a piece on a Sunday at 5 with 95-degree temperatures, and all of them showed up. It was crazy.
It's
These
insane.
people are fanatics.
Yeah.
But that way we got to see the Rivet, and I immediately knew when I walked in we wanted to be in it. We wanted to be there.
Yeah, like that week, Dan and I went up, like we were in the upstairs and like, did a little, Dan showed me the area and everything, and we were like, that's when we fell in love with the Rivet. I mean, we were like, this is
awesome.
perfect.
And then, we scheduled our first show there on 9/12. Was it?
9/12, yep.
On September 12th, this is 2025.
25, yes.
Yeah. And Bob Marsdale headlined.
So he had headlined, and he was like our TJ and also our headliner for the July show. So after that, we were like, okay, we need Bob back. We needed a Karen.
Yeah.
We had met Zach Alasha from one of the graduation shows. I had met DJ Via through some mutual friends, and I.
Well, no, so that's
and I-
how that Nisi asked about DJ.
Yes.
Nisi said, "Do you want DJ on the show?" And I was.
Yes, and
I
I,
was like,
had
yeah, just
also
put on.
I had heard some buzzing through some mutual friends that he was doing comedy as well, and then we had the Rivet also suggest him too. So, oh my God, it's been so long ago. Who else was on that show?
I don't know. We don't have to go through everyone on the show. We're starting out of time. Why don't we speed it up a little bit?
Okay.
So September was our first show, and then we
For
planned our second show. Was our-
that's when Die Laughing
that
was
the
formed.
first show.
Die
at
Laughing Foundation. We
Yeah.
named it as.
So then, after that show, we paid the lawyer, our lawyers at Wolf Baldwin Associates. Chris has been amazing.
In October,
and
yeah,
so
we had
October
met
10th,
with them.
October 10th, our articles of incorporation were approved by the state of PA. Now, we couldn't file for the 501c3 because the federal government wasn't shut down. And this definitely kind of like stunted our ability to garner donations because like once you get that 501c3 status, you're like more official. But we knew the government was shut down. We were just going to decide to keep building.
It's what a lot of grants and things through programs they
Well, no, not
required.
even just grants. Like,
They
there's people that have a lot of money that
Yeah.
donate because they need a tax break.
Yeah,
There's like
yeah,
many
yeah,
benefits
yeah,
to being 501c3.
yeah.
So plus we don't pay tax on anything.
Yes.
So anyway, we had our next show planned for 12/26, our Christmas show.
After Christmas show.
After Christmas show, and but before that in October, was it October? We started open mics.
October we started open mics.
In October, we started weekly open mics at the Rivet in the downstairs venue, and I think that this is the single most important thing to growing our comedic network. We've met so many good people through our open mic, and we get all kinds of people that come through. We have nationally touring headliner come in. We have people that are headline all over the area. We have people that have never done comedy before. Like, it's such a wide array of people, and it's really cool. Those open mics are probably my favorite. I personally like the amateur comedians. I like seeing people start and how they evolve. Chelsea likes the more professional comedians.
Yeah, I mean my favorite story so far from those open. Well, I mean there's been a lot of good and a lot of funny stories that have come out of open mics. My favorite though so far has been we had a group of Kutztown students come through. In May, the beginning of May.
So around graduation, this girl lost. It was a track team. There was 6 people from their track team.
Yeah,
She lost a bet and had to go do comedy, and they came to our place. That was pretty cool.
that was pretty cool. And so yeah, we started that in October. But we had our second show. We knew we wanted to keep growing and we wanted to keep doing this. So that's kind of when we started basing our our quarterly events. We knew we wanted to do at the Rivet. So that's when we had planned right after our September show, we planned a after Christmas show, December 26th. If anybody remembers, we had a freaking ice storm that day.
So we had to cancel the show.
We had to postpone to January. So technically it was still an after Christmas show. It was still so much fun.
And then at that point, we had already talked to Hotel Fisole. So we were looking for another venue too, and we found the most beautiful place in Skipback to give us a place. What?
I love it there.
Dude, I love being it's so nice. It's like, and the whole Skipback Village is incredible. And like dinner there is like $125. Like it's pretty cool. But they let us use their downstairs venue, and it's really cool. It's a smaller, intimate setting. It seats 75, but it's like a dinner setting. So it's like dinner and a show. You know what I mean? It's got its own bar down there. So we set up that when was that first show? There? March what? 14th. We had our first show there, and Jay Uter headlined.
Yes.
And then all right, I'm gonna just quickly go through this. So, well, I'm not gonna go through all the shows. We have too many planned now to go through every one.
No, no. I mean, so if you have followed our story, so since then we've had the Ring That Bell and my birthday bash at at Rivet. We also had the Hysterical Society come in. with Logan Mallon at Hotel Fisolet the week before my birthday. We also just had a killer summer night with Ed McGonigal in June and at Hotel Fisolet, sorry. And then we had our first, so out of the open mics, we also had our first showcase come out of that July 11th. 10th. We have so much planned. So we have our quarterly shows that we're going to continue doing
don't
at
confuse
the
them. Just go
Rivet.
into the fall.
So
Tell
then,
them what's coming up this fall, and
so
then we can wrap up.
upcoming shows, with our open mics, we're gonna start this Thursday competition with our open micers.
It's a $10 cover.
It's a $10.
Half goes to a winner. The other half comes to us.
It's starting August 6th,
Yep.
downstairs of the Rivet with Matt Lynch hosting that. And then in September so far. So we'll continue the Thursday competition and we'll keep up to dates on that as well.
They'll be the first and the third Thursdays of each month.
But September is a huge month for us,
huge.
Die Laughing.
Like, we really need to have a really good anniversary weekend could set us up to really make some impact.
It's funny that we're doing this today. So it is Sunday, July 19th. And if you don't know, Shane Gillis was just at the Link Friday night. And for our anniversary weekend, though, we have both Chip Chantry and Ryan Shaner.
Justin Lamar. Oh, no. Never mind. Sorry. You cut that out.
September 18th is at the Rivet with Chip Chantry, Justin Lamar, and Ryan Foster. So if you don't know, both Chip Chantry and Ryan Shaner were on Tires with Shane Gillis. And then that's why I said that's funny that we're doing this today. But then Saturday is with Ryan Shaner and Matt Peebles at Hotel Fisolet then. In October, we have our Barely Breathing show with Kirsten Michelle Sills at the host.
Something cool about that show. Too.
Yes, there's a cool partnership that's coming along with that. We just can't announce it yet.
We'll tell you soon.
But that is Friday, October 16th at the Rivet. And then October 17th, we're doing Pass the Cannoli with Steve Rinaldi and Joshua Ryan with Matt Lynch hosting that. That's going to be an awesome show. We're still planning out. So November
November, December are still in planning.
Yeah, they're still in planning.
We really need to focus on September and October.
Yep.
So we are booking right now for those 2 months and looking at it, but right now we really need to focus on marketing the September and October.
September and October are going to be pretty big shows. And,
but I didn't forget one thing. On July 2nd, so I got received a message. We weren't looking for another location. We were going to wait until after transplant.
Mm-hmm.
So I got another location, but sometimes these places we go into can make our job very easy. Like if they control the crowd and stuff like that, we just got to show up and do comedy.
We've done
So we did like a smaller show there. And that seats like 60. Right?
Craft 2700. You
Craft
didn't
2700
never said the
Reading.
name, sorry.
What?
I said you forgot the name of it. I mean, you have to name it yet. But
I was going to. So what's cool about the Craft 2700
get both of us.
is when we do those Thursday open mic competitions, the first Thursday of the month will be at Rivet. The third Thursday of the month will be at Craft 2700.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, so it's nice because at the Rivet doing more and more shows there becomes easier and easier to do. Hotel Fisolet, yep, it's great. I go in, we do what we need to do, but then the shows are basically running themselves at this point. I do want to give a special shout out to our hosts that we've had so far between Aaron Boehner and Jesse Marchese and Maddie Lynch coming up because they make my life so much easier. Craft 2700, between the venue taking care of the crowd and everything, and Aaron taking care of everything with that show too, it makes my life so much easier. So I did want to give a special thank you to those people because it takes a lot of weight off of my shoulders, and it's a lot, so I really appreciate it.
So, well, guys, that's pretty much the story. Is there anything else you want to say?
No.
All right, well, definitely check out our website, dielaughing.org. This is our Ride or Die podcast, Ride or Die Laughing podcast to Penn Hospital, unfortunately. But we wanted to put something out because we haven't had a new one in a while.
Yeah, sorry, we're just stuck with the two of us, but we'll see you guys soon.
Thanks for watching.